evidence that the Jesus character is based upon much older myths and heroes from all over the world. So, you understand that this story, therefore, is a historical representation of a Jewish rebel carpenter. In other words, brothers and sisters, it has been demonstrated continually for centuries that this character, Jesus Christ, was invented and did not depict a real person who was the, quote, everybody say, Son of God. Son of God. Take your time. In preparing this message, knowing that we're at that point now in the resurrection of African people, that there are some things that you're going to have to come to grips with if you expect to move any further. You understand what I'm saying? As painful as it might be, if you intend to move further, some realities you're going to have to come to grips with. If you want to move further, if you don't want to move further, cool, fine, no problem. But if you're going to move further, you're going to have to answer some real serious questions. Let's establish something, brothers and sisters. The only literary evidence, follow me well now, the only literary evidence to the existence of Jesus is what we call the Gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. All of the supporting evidence to the existence of Jesus is wrapped up in these four Gospels. Well, I shouldn't say wrapped up in those four. The others is what you call the Gospel of Jesus. It's what you call the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Nicodemus, all these other Gospels. But the ones that we know of are in what we call the Bible, the four Gospels. Dozens of Gospels that were once considered genuine or canonical were later rejected as apocryphal or spurious, meaning not genuine or real, or vice versa. The Christian plagiarist, what did I just say? In other words, these people who decided to copy something from an earlier account and put a different name on it, over the centuries they attempted to amalgamate and fuse practically every myth, every fairy tale, every legend, every doctrine or bit of wisdom that they could to create what we call the Jesus character. Now, I know what I'm saying is rubbing some of you like coarse sandpaper. Some of you might very well want to get up and leave. You have that right. But I guarantee you, if you do, you won't learn. Choice is yours. Notice what I'm getting ready to tell you now. And I'm trying to do this in the space of 1 hour. The legend of Jesus, notice how I said that, the legend of Jesus identically, what did I say? Identically parallels, that's the word they would have me use. Actually, it is an exact copy of Osiris, Horus, first. Second, Krishna, Buddha, and about 24 other saviors. But I'll just talk about the 3 that I just named. Let's check this out for a moment. Now, I'm talking about stories that predate the Christian story by thousands of years. You listen and take it to your own mental court of law, and y'all tell me what you come up with. No, don't tell me nothing. You tell yourself what you come up with. Let's go to the first one. Everybody say Horus. H-O-R-U-S. You may want to write it down. Horus, or the original name was Heru, H-E-R-U. His father's name was Osiris. The stories of Jesus and Horus are identical. Let me tell you something about Horus. Who did I say I'm talking about now? Horus. Horus was born of a virgin.
Yes, sir.
Her name was Aset or Isis. Horus was born on December 25th in a cave or manger, which we stood in while we were in Kemet, by the way. When Horus was born, his birth was announced by a star in the east.
Yes, sir.
And 3 wise men
Yes, sir.
came to his birth. Second parallel. When Horus was a child, at 12 years old,
Yes, sir.
he was a teacher in the temples in Kemet.
Yes, sir.
When Horus was 30 years old, he was baptized by the Egyptian priest Anup, A-N-U-P, who of course becomes John the Baptist in the Bible. Horus, Heru, had 12 disciples.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Horus, I'm talking about 6,000 years BC. How long ago did I say? 6,000 years BC. Horus performed miracles and raised a man from the dead. And the man who he raised from the dead, y'all guess what his name was? Let me tell you. Lazarus. Lazarus, who became Lazarus in the Bible. Horus walked on water. Horus, 6,000 years BC, was transfigured on a mountain in front of his disciples. Horus was crucified. Osiris Horus was crucified and buried in a tomb and resurrected 3 days later.
All right.
Osiris Horus was known as the way, the truth, and the life. He was called the Messiah. Osiris Horus was called God's anointed son. He was called the Son of Man. He was called the Good Shepherd. He was also called the Lamb of God. Osiris Horus also had the title of the Fisher.